everybody, it's Timmy here coming at you with another edition of my Chalk Night Live. It's been a super awesome week. I just came off a really awesome and exciting trip to Salt Lake City to go to the first ever Chalk Couture convention and learned so much about the business and also all the great new products that are being released next week. So I wanted to come to you live today to give you a little bit of a kind of a new take and a new tip on how to use our Chalkpaste and specifically how to paint using our Chalkpaste. So if you've joined me before, welcome back. If you're here, please be sure to say hi. I'd love it if you were to share this video if you think there are friends that might like to see it. And certainly feel free to subscribe if you'd like to make sure that you get notified when I go live. So my goal is to go live at least once a week and demonstrating a new technique or showing off a new transfer or a project. So if you like what you see, like I said, please feel free to subscribe. And of course, make sure you share it with friends who you think might be interested. So I have lots to share with you both today and in the future lives. My goal is to generally have them on Wednesday nights around 7-ish or so as we're coming to you today, but we do have a couple of holidays and some vacation that might mess some of that up, so I will post on my Facebook business page when I'm changing my night. So definitely if you're not following my business page, please feel free to do that. That's a great way to be kept up to date about what's happening. Also, if you are interested in making some purchases, definitely make sure that you join my VIP group. You can get to the link for my VIP group right in my Facebook business page. Just go ahead and request to join and I'd be happy to add you. Often I'm giving some sneak peeks of new stuff that's coming out before the general public knows. I'm also often giving some discounts, so definitely feel free to join, and then I can be sure to extend those special offers to you. Hey, I see Susan has just joined us. So Susan, welcome. It's so great to see you. I had a chance to do some chalking with Susan last night. It was lots of fun. Tried out some of the new products that I got to bring home from conference. Hey. So awesome. Again, if you're watching for the first time, welcome. I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction to Chalk Couture, and then we're going to dive right into our project. This is going to be a really quick one because I did a little bit of prep work here to make this go a little bit quicker for us. But I'll definitely walk you through what I've done. And if you're watching this on the replay, I'd love to hear your comments too, what you think about the project. So please feel free to jump right in and share some comments. I'd love it. All right, Fraser, nice to see you. So awesome to be able to meet you at a conference this past weekend. Awesome. Okay, so as I said, we are going to be doing a special project today where we're going to actually demonstrate how you can paint with our Chalkpaste. So for those of you that might have watched me before, you'll know that usually we apply the Chalkpaste to our surface with a squeegee. It goes on wet as a paste and then it dries hard for kind of a semi-permanent application. But today we're going to actually water it down a little bit and use it like paint. And it's a super fun technique, so I hope you enjoy it. I am going to give my camera a little turn here so you can see what I'm working on. So no more me, and hopefully you'll be able to see my project. Let's just make sure my camera doesn't fall down and you're getting a good view. All right, I think that looks pretty good. I think we're in the center here, so that is good, I think. Yeah, awesome. All right, it's always nice to be able to see on my screen next to me what's going on here. This is the very first time I think I actually got my lives right, so our words should not be upside down, I hope. So if you tell me that they're upside down, please be sure to let me know and I will see if I can fix that. All right, so the transfer that we're using today is our Live Life in Full Bloom transfer. And this is a transfer that came out as one of our Club Couture transfers back in May, I believe. And the reason why I liked to use this one for our painting example is because this transfer has some flowers here that when we lay this part of the stencil down, we get an outline of the flower. So as you can see here, we've got that outline. Now I've already done some painting here, one to make sure that the technique works before we actually show it to you, and two, to make sure that I can give you a good illustration about how things are working. Now, if you're interested in buying this transfer, you can absolutely do so. It is available on my website, and you can get to my website at timmy.chalkcouture.com, and I'll put that link up for us when we finish. This transfer is going to be discontinued when we roll out our new products. So if it is something that you'd like, be sure to hop on it and grab it. All of our current products will be available through July 31st, 31st, I forgot, whatever July goes to. Tell me, guys, I'm not sure. The end of the month, the last day of July, how's that? Or until supplies last. So if everybody hops on grabbing what's currently available and it's not in our new catalog, then it'll be gone once it's gone. So keep that in mind. Now, if you've watched my lives before, you'll know that I generally don't tend to keep my transfers on the backer that comes with our transfer, and that's just because I have so many of them. It's just a little bit easier for me to put them in an artist notebook that I keep, and they have some plastic sheets like this, so I just stick my transfers right to that. Now, this transfer does come, as you can see, in 3 pieces, so we actually cut along these white lines here to create the 3 separate pieces that we're going to work with. This first piece is what I laid down here to give us this nice outline. And that's what we're going to use to be able to view, to actually paint inside of. And I just lost my live, I thought, here, so I can keep up with comments. So, all right, I think I got it good. Awesome. And also gives me a little timer to make sure I'm staying on task here. So we're going to show you how to mix the paste so that you can use it. We're going to fill in the rest of these flowers, and then we're just going to end by putting in our Life in Full Bloom here right in the middle, using our regular technique for chalking. By the way, I am working on our mini bracket chalkboard surface. This surface is available. What's really cool about it, one, is it's magnetic, so if you chalk on it and then you want to hang it somewhere and you have some magnets that you want to add to give it a little bling, you can. Also, it's two-sided, so if you wanted to chalk on one side and have one message on one side and another message on the other, you can. These chalkboards are still available. They're an awesome surface, but they are also going to be discontinued when our new products come out. So again, if you like it, be sure to grab it. Now, as I mentioned, what we're going to do is give you a little bit of a glimpse into how it is that we're going to mix our paste. And so, as you know, our chalk paste comes in these 3-ounce containers, and I'm going to just give this container a twist here, and I'm just going to grab a little stir that I keep handy. These are little makeup stirrers, you can grab them anywhere, and just to give this a little stir. And then right over here I have some little containers I had on hand, so I'm actually just going to take a little bit of my chalk paste, doesn't need a lot, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that in. By the way, this technique is also a really great way to use up the last little bit of chalk paste that's in your container. One of the great things about chalk paste is that you can absolutely get tons of use out of it. So our chalk paste sell for $12.99, and you can do tons of projects. Now, speaking of chalk paste, as I mentioned, lots of changes coming with our new catalog. So that means that we are actually coming out with a whole slew of new colors. So if there is a current color you like, again, grab it because it'll be gone. So we've got our little container here of a little bit of chalk paste. And I'm just going to take my water bottle here and give it maybe 1 squirt to start. I don't have a lot of paste in here, so we don't really need a lot of water to water it down. And it really is kind of your preference in terms of what the consistency is. Totally up to you. But I kind of like it a little bit thicker than watercolors, but not quite as thick as an acrylic. So it's really up to you, like I said, and it's really flexible and easy to use. So I've done a couple of colors ahead of time. So I have my evergreen here that I created with my evergreen. I have a lighter purple. Oh, these little containers are tough to open. Okay, got it. This is our orchid, so it's kind of a lighter purple. And then I've got this beautiful lilac. And again, these are just one little dab of chalk paste and a squirt of water just to water it down. And then one of my favorites, peachy. So those are the colors I chose to use today. And I got a couple of brushes here. This bigger one here might be good for this larger flower. And then we've got this little guy here. Now I also just have a little bit of a container here for water, just so I can get my brush set. And now we're ready to paint. It's pretty simple. What's really awesome is it's super forgiving. So if you started painting a color, you didn't really like how it turned out, just like our regular chalk paste, nothing's changing here. You will be able to erase it or go over it again if you need to, and start again. So really nice and forgiving. And as I said, there's some really nice options here. You can pretty much use any color you'd like. As I said, today I'm using my lilac and orchid primarily. Those are the two purples that you'll see here. I did my leaves, or the stems here, as you can see, in mocha. And then I also have a little bit of green that I'm going to kind of add in. Now I'm going to let that first layer here dry a little, and you know, totally it's up to you. There is no set rule about where you apply this, and because it's really nice and thin, it's very easy to apply. You barely have to put any on. You can see it's just going really quick. Hoping that you can see that. My iPad here keeps turning off, so I can't see if what I'm doing is showing as well as I would like. Hopefully it is. All right, I think so. All right, awesome. All right, and if I want to change colors, again, just like, you know, when we're playing watercolors, when we're with like little kids, we're just going to wipe off our brush, a little bit of paper towel, and start another color. So I love this peach, so I'm going to head over there and maybe add that. So I am not by any means, any stretch of the imagination, an artist. I have a wonderful friend, Mary, who is super inspiring, and she is a beautiful artist, and she's given me lots of ideas as I am exploring here my creativity. But that's one of the great things about Couture is it's not made for artists in particular. You don't have to be an artist to use our products. It's really super easy. This is just an illustration of an interesting way to use our chalk paste if you want to get a little bit more creative. So again, just painting it in. And you'll see I'm covering up some of the stamen here in the middle of my flower. Is that the right word, stamen? Hey Candy, nice to have you join us. Now I know when Candy came and did some chalking with me, she already had her chalk paint process in play, and it did a little bit of that in her flowers. This was one of the transfers we did together when she was here. So we'll just paint that around. So remember, all we're doing is we're just adding a little bit of water to our chalk paste, stirring it, and then painting it into the areas where we want that to go. Of course, as you imagine, the bigger areas are always a little bit easier. And you can, as I said, easily go back and add in, if you've got some dark spots that you want to cover up. Sometimes the black, I've noticed, shows through a tad bit. So super relaxing. One of the things that I really was attracted to about Chalk Couture is how few supplies, one, you need to do it. So it's really easy to put a project down on the table, work on it for a half hour, and clean up all in just a short amount of time. The other thing, of course, I like about it is that although I like to create, I wouldn't necessarily say I am an awesome artist. So it's really nice to be able to experiment a little bit and try some new things without worrying about the fact that you're going to mess up. Because you can't mess up with Chalk Couture. And the reason why you can't mess up is because if you don't like how it came out, you simply grab your water bottle and a piece of paper towel and erase it. That's it, really. It's just that simple. So as these dry, and they'll dry pretty quickly, especially since we've mixed them with water, you can decide to go back. I think maybe a little peach on that last one. What do you think, guys? You can go back and add in some color variation. So if you're a true artist and like to play a little bit with light, you can add a lighter color as the sun is hitting your flowers. And we're almost to the end of our last little bud here. And as I said, you can see that in some of my earlier flowers here, I kind of painted the stamen or the inside of that flower. Candy, I need your help. Is that a stamen? What's in the middle of the flower? What is that called? Candy is my garden enthusiast, so she's usually really great at giving me tips about that kind of stuff. So we're going to just add in a little bit of green in the middle. And again, you know, it just doesn't have to be perfect. And you, as you can see, you can go over areas that have already been chalked. Once they're dry, it's really easy to work with it. If it's wet and you touch it, well, you're just going to blend your colors a little bit, that's all. It's really just like that. So there we go. And we're gonna, oh, I got another little area here. I'm gonna think maybe we'll put one other little color here in the center. And then I'm gonna give that a little chance to dry, because I think that green's a little bit more of a blob than I might like. What do you think? What do you think, guys? I think I'm gonna put a little pink center in here. There we go. We'll let that dry a little while we're waiting for it to dry, and I'm gonna give some touch up. Oh, cherry blossoms. Yes. Oh, dogwood. Yeah, those are the types of flowers. I think you're probably right. I was trying to figure out what the name is of the center of the flower. I think there's a special name for that, but I can't remember what it is. All right. I'm just taking off the Live Life in Full Bloom words, and I have a piece of towel here on my lap, and that's just to fuzz this transfer a little bit, so that when we place it down, it won't stick so hard that it'll be too hard to get up off our surface. And if you might remember, you just want to make sure you give it a good adherence so that you get a nice clean. What color should we do, guys? What do you think? Oh, that's what it was, pistil or stamen. See, I knew you would be on top of that. Thanks, Candy. All right, what do you think? Green? Purple? I love this orchid. It's, oh, the lilac. See, I'm already wrong. Let's do that one. This is, by the way, an older chalk paste I had lying around when we had the 2-ounce sizes. Those are no longer available. So this little guy, you wouldn't see. I'm getting all stuff all over my board. And if you find that you open an older container of chalk paste and it's a little thick, don't worry, it's not ruined. All you need to do is just add a little bit of water to it, and that will allow it to spread nice and easily. If you go past your green surface a little also, don't worry. You can easily just lift that right up with a little Q-tip or paper towel or even a nice little Clorox wipe. So as you see, I'm just getting the excess off my board so I can save it and reuse it. And then we're going to pull this up. And voila, Live Life in Full Bloom is done. So, see, did you see I just smudged? No worries, smudges are okay. I got a little Q-tip right here. Q-tips are your friends with Couture. And I can just fix that little smudge and anything else I want to fix. So there we go. Our Live Life in Full Bloom. Whoops, there we go. Using our chalk paste as ink. And if you want to see this last part about how we put this other transfer on this side, I think we should be able to do that without causing too much chaos. This is not quite dry yet, so I just want to be careful that I don't put it on top of that bloom. I think I actually got this in a pretty good position. Give that a minute here. Water bottle. Give that bloom a minute to dry just so that you can see the first part that I did for us. I have a little squeegee right here. Stir and squeegee. And now if I did ruin this little bloom, I didn't, but if I did, again, wouldn't be the end of the world. We could just go back and redo that. I almost got my whole... So I just like to use my little spreader here to get this spread out. All right, here we go. I love how simple this is. All this excess is going to go back in the jar. And voila. Now you're probably wondering, there we go, easy peasy. So that's what I started with before we began. So I just wanted this to dry so that we could start our painting process. But if you're wondering what this last part here is for, this you can actually put right on top of this surface when it's dry and layer in a single color of flowers if you wanted, or you could use multiple colors of chalk paste and layer that in. So that's it. That's all it takes. I will put this up on the page when it's done, but that's all it takes to pull it together. Hey Paula, nice to see you. So if you have any questions, please, feel free to put a comment in. Again, if you're watching this on replay, feel free to comment, say hi, let me know what you think about the project. Again, feel free to share and subscribe so that you know when I'm coming live again. Try to do it weekly. And definitely, if you have not joined my VIP group, please do that, because there is a special offer up on my page right now for this bundle. And we're going to offer a chalk paste of your choice color, this board, and the Live Life in a Full Bloom transfer. And if you order, and you're one of my first 5 orders, you're going to get a special gift from me. So thanks so much, guys. Let me put this back up here so we can see each other. Nice to have you join me. It's been wonderful. Talk to you soon. Bye.